Now, last article belongs to this topic, current electricity, and study of one more important device in electrical and electronic measurement, and is called as galvanometer. Once again, while making study of any device, systematic steps are decided. Number first, definition. Number two, principle. Number three, construction. Number four, working, and number five, application. So let us consider first of all definition. Already we consider application part in previous two articles. First one, meter bridge, and second one, potentiometer. So galvanometer, we know that it is a device to detect or measure small amount of electric current in a given circuit. Listen me carefully. Detect or measure small amount of electric current in a given circuit. So this is a definition for this device. It is similar to ammeter. Okay. But ammeter, it is specifically used only to measure electric current. Now this device, yes, to detect flow of current in a given circuit or to measure only small current, not the large current. Why not large current? Because there is a certain drawback. That is, if we try to measure large current using galvanometer, its coil will burn because it is highly delicate. Why it burn, we will discuss later. Now time being, galvanometer definition is clear to you. It is a device to detect or measure small amount of electric current in a given circuit. Number two, principle. What is principle of this device? It works on the principle that yes, current flowing through its coil is directly proportional to yes, angle of deflection. Current flowing through its coil is directly proportional to angle of deflection. This is working principle of this galvanometer. Now next part comes, that is about construction. Construction, it is very simple. Every type of galvanometer in construction consists of two main parts. First one is coil and second one is a magnet. Without coil and magnet, galvanometer is not possible. Always these two essential components are there. One is coil and second one is magnet. Out of these two components, coil and magnet, in some galvanometer, coil is fixed and magnet is moving. It is called as MMG, moving magnet galvanometer. Listen me carefully. A galvanometer in which coil is fixed, it is not free to move. But yes, magnet is free to move, it can rotate. It is called as a moving magnet type of galvanometer. Actually, its principle is tangent law, which already we discussed in 11th standard. Tangent law states that yes, what is tangent law? Yes, anybody? BH is equal to B tan theta. This is the statement of tangent law, which already we consider in topic magnetism. As it works on the principle of tangent law, it is also called as a tangent galvanometer. MMG or TG, moving magnet galvanometer, are also called as a tangent galvanometer. But this is not the part of our syllabus. In our syllabus, only second type of galvanometer is mentioned, and it's called as, yes, second type is MCG. What do you mean by MCG? Moving coil galvanometer. Such a galvanometer in which magnet is fixed now, but coil is free to move or rotate, and hence it is called as a moving coil galvanometer. Now its internal structure or construction is shown in this figure. Moving coil galvanometer in construction consists of a horseshoe magnet or U-shaped magnet. See here, this is U-shaped magnet. These are the two pole pieces, N pole and S pole. These two pole pieces like this. This is horseshoe magnet, and at these two end faces, these two pole pieces, S pole and N pole, these are not plane. These are made cylindrically concave like this. See here, this is shape horseshoe or this is U shape, and when these two poles are coming close, then these are not plane. These are made cylindrically concave. See here, these are the two curve shaped poles, N pole and S pole. These two pole pieces I am showing here in a separate diagram. You just imagine this is N pole and this is S pole. So these two pole pieces produces a very strong radial uniform magnetic field here. A radial uniform magnetic field. We know that every magnetic field, its direction always start from N pole, end on S pole externally. So these are the magnetic lines of force. So this is a radial uniform magnetic field produced by two pole pieces of horseshoe magnet. Now inside these two pole pieces, a rectangular coil. See here, this is a rectangular coil which is freely suspended by using highly elastic fiber. Generally phosphor bronze thread is used, a very thin fiber. From the roof of this device, by using a fiber, this rectangular coil, it is freely kept suspended. so that it is free to rotate about this point of suspension. About this thread, this coil can easily rotate. Means if it is acted upon by torque or if it is acted upon by two equal and opposite forces, then it can rotate. It is free to rotate. So this is rectangular coil. Now two terminals of this rectangular coil, suppose mark as T1 and T2, which are taken outside this device. This is internal part, listen me. Outside this device we can observe only two terminal T1 and T2. When we are connecting galvanometer in an external circuit, means we are connecting two terminal of this rectangular coil in an external circuit. Now when current flows through this rectangular coil, what happens? This coil is acted upon by S couple, two equal and opposite forces, and due to which this coil will rotate. By how much rotation that coil will rotate, it can be noted with the help of a pointer. See here, this aluminum pointer directly fixed to this coil, which shows how much is the deflection on the circular scale. When coil is at rest, then pointer shows the central reading, that is the zero deflection. See here, this is very important point. Compare with ammeter and voltmeter, difference is that in ammeter central marking is 0 and markings are provided up to the range 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and on this side also same 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Up to the range of device, these markings are provided equally. Now when current flows, this coil will be deflected. When coil deflected, this pointer is rigidly fixed. So pointer, see like this. This is a rectangular coil. When coil rotate, this pointer will also rotate like this on circular scale. This is a circular scale. So this is a rectangular coil. When current flows through each and every term of this coil, it is acted upon by two equal and opposite forces. So this coil will rotate like this. As pointer is rigidly fixed, so pointer will also show certain deflection on the circular scale. Maybe left side or maybe right side, not necessary. Pointer may be showing deflection to the right side also. It depends on in which direction current is flowing. If current is clockwise, suppose deflection is to the left side. If current is now anti-clockwise, deflection will be observed towards other side. So this is a brief idea about the construction and working of this galvanometer, moving coil galvanometer. Rectangular coil, it is freely suspended in between two pole pieces of horseshoe magnet. Exactly at the center, this is iron cylinder. This cylinder plays two roles. Actually that coil, rectangular coil, it is hollow. So it gives support for that coil. It gives support for that rectangular coil. And this iron cylinder, it is ferromagnetic material. So it helps to increase the strength of magnetic field. Means here whatever magnetic field is there, that magnetic field can be increased by this material. This is iron cylinder, Fe, and iron is ferromagnetic. When it is inside magnetic field, it itself get magnetized, so total magnetic field will increase. So these are the two purposes while using this iron cylinder. So detailed construction part and working part is not there in your syllabus. Simply just this is outline how exactly it works. And remember principle, it work on the principle that yes, current flowing through its rectangular coil is directly proportional to angle of deflection. If current is there, deflection is there. No current, no deflection. Means if pointer shows zero deflection, it means that current is zero. And this application already we consider in meter bridge to get balancing condition. We know that in meter bridge, when that sliding key or jockey, okay, when it is slided along the length of that meter bridge, 1 meter length of wire, a point is obtained for which galvanometer shows zero deflection. Zero deflection, it means that current is zero, and when current is zero, that network is said to be balanced or that meter bridge is said to be balanced. Similarly, in potentiometer experiment also we consider application part of this galvanometer. Now there are also two more applications of this galvanometer. As I is directly proportional to theta, and second one, we know that voltage is directly proportional to current. So from these two relation, I proportional to theta as per principle, V proportional to I as per Ohm's law. From these two equations, we can say that V is also directly proportional to theta. Equation number 3. So first and 3. From equation 1 and 2, it is clear that I proportional to theta, this relation helps us to measure current using galvanometer. And number 2, V proportional to theta means by noting deflection, how much deflection is there, voltage can also be measured using galvanometer, but not directly. If we try to measure current and voltage directly, there are certain limitations. Now these limitations, along with what change we have to make in this galvanometer construction so as to measure current and voltage accurately, we will consider in next video. Thank you.